So we're day 2 into this adventure. Yep, it's an adventure, isn't it? I mean, you know, here we are, blowing head gasket. Everybody's heading up to the pub to have a nice dinner and a beer and chill out and relax and tell tall stories. And meanwhile, I get to sit there and think about, where am I going to find a head gasket? How am I going to get this truck back on the road? Because, what, a day's time, we're heading out in that desert. And there's no if, buts, maybes. This truck is going across the desert. I'm committed to making that happen, and so is the rest of the crew. So, well, stay tuned. Let's see where we end up, eh?
Hey, Matt, did you order a head gasket, mate?
Hey, Cal. Good to see you, buddy. And good to see that gasket.
Absolutely, mate. Hand delivered, eh?
Mate, nothing but the best, eh? You little ripper.
So we're in the mechanic workshop, we're working on the Blitz. Now everybody's getting in and giving us a hand. It was awesome to see.
So we're at that moment where I've got to start undoing head bolts that may not have been undone for, I don't know, 80 years. I suspect they probably have, but regardless, it's been a long time. My worst nightmare right now would be if one of these bolts breaks. Anyway, we're going to put the breaker bar on there. We'll see what happens. We just want to see if we can crack them a bit. That's good. That's good. Okay. Can you climb that? No. Kid frog.
A long way from here. Hey.
Ooh. Ooh. That didn't feel real exciting, to be honest. I'm not joking. Oh no, we're okay. The way that cracked, it cracked and then it's all right.
Looks good. Looks good. Take a breath.
I genuinely thought that broke. I'm not playing with you. I really thought that broke.
I knew, that's why I came with here, because I'm like, are you just
Yes.
stirring me?
Yes. Hang on, we just got to let this tube come up. There we go. What I'm looking for is evidence of where the water may have been getting into the oil system. You know what? I don't know. I don't have an answer, but we will clean it up and we will put it back together.
So we're in the mechanic workshop, we're working on the Blitz. Now everybody's getting in and giving us a hand. It was awesome to see people like Mike get in there and start really thinking and kind of, I guess, drawing on some of his experiences in the past to be able to work with Matt and just really find the problem.
You should see me in a nurse's outfit.
Oh. Mike and I are starting to put the motor back together. We tune it, we start it, and it's just running beautifully, you know. And we start to think, we could very well make it across the desert. We've got hope. It's so exciting until it wasn't. And then it all started to come crashing down. It just went bad. Don't know what's gone wrong. We've got water coming out of a place where oil should be. So we're going to pull the side cover back off the motor and see if we can find out what's going on. Cal, can I give you that?
You see there? Yeah, yeah.
Is that water?
I think it might be. Actually, below where your finger's touching there, what's that there?
Is that a crack? There it is there, see?
Oh, look. That block's cracked.
Right across there.
Right through there.
When I got told about the crack, I almost didn't want to see it. I was deflated. I felt that that was it, we were done. A cracked block is not something that anybody wants to hear.
You know what's happened? She's corroded through the block. Look at that.
I think we've actually found the problem. The reason we're getting water into the oil system. I've never seen anything like this before. What I'm going to try and do is clean this up and open it up a little bit so that I can get some quick metal or a product in there to seal it up. As long as it's cracked because of corrosion, it's basically rusted through from the inside, as long as that's what's happened, we'll be right. If it's cracked because the liners are basically lifting the top of the block away, well, we're screwed.
If you let it to feature now, then it's all over.
Yeah, that's it.
If you have a go and it works,
You're a winner. Well, now that the job's gone all pear-shaped and I'm looking for like an all-nighter, all my friends have left me.
Yeah, when we found the crack in the block, like we thought it was a head gasket, we managed to get our hands on a new head gasket and the guys got stuck in, and I didn't think we were cooked at that stage. I figured the Blitz would get stuck in and it'd start and go. I didn't know how long it'd go for.
Now Matt is the master of being able to find anything that's going to work, and so we ended up using metal putty and then also some windscreen sealant of some sort that was in the workshop there. Now we actually also put some very, very small drill holes at the end of the crack. Now the idea behind that was basically to stop it spreading and going any further. We gave it every fighting chance, but if I'm being honest, I was still really hesitant heading into the Simpson Desert.
There's no doubt about it. We might have called it the Simo or Bust challenge, but we're not planning on the bust bit coming into play on this old hill. I'll tell you what, we're going to do everything we can to get this Blitz across that desert. So we've done the head gasket, we've repaired that massive crack in the engine block. I've never seen anything quite like that. But we've done the best we can. Now we're going to put a little bit of liquid bonding agent into the engine to try and seal up the cracks from the inside. And then we're going to go and hit that desert and see what we can do. The adventure just keeps on unfolding, doesn't it? So we've put every Band-Aid in Birdsville on that motor. If it's going to work, it's going to work, and if not, well, we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it. That's what adventure is all about. Now we've had lunch, we've had a shower, we're feeling ready to hit the road and go and hit some sand dunes. Now if anybody is capable of driving this vehicle, it's Leash and Jesse. These guys, their whole family are old school car nuts. Leash's pa, he's 98 and he just lives and breathes old school cars. He's got a whole collection of them. So if anybody has the mechanical sympathy to keep this motor together, it's going to be Leash and Jesse's. I couldn't do it, no way at all.
Yeah, well, what Leash said from the start, it was she wanted to drive a Blitz across the desert, and I knew what a Blitz was, but I don't think I fully understood exactly what I was getting myself into.
Jesse and I both love old vehicles. This was the first time that we really have been out on our own in a car that we have to understand. We can't just go to Pa and say it's making a funny noise, or this is wrong or that's wrong. We were responsible for getting this car across the desert and driving it well.
Yeah, well, growing up, our whole family's been involved in cars, generally old cars. Like our grandparents are founding members of the old car club that we're in, the Vintage Vehicle Club. We're used to breaking down. It's always like you go on a trip, but you never really know if you're going to get there. Not that we're mechanics, me and Leash, by any means, but having sort of like a mechanical sympathy for it, I think definitely helps.
So in front of us now, we've got 1,100 sand dunes to get over with a motor that I don't know if it'll get over one sand dune. It should split into two. Yet, we're going to find out. We're just going to start heading over those sand dunes one at a time, and we'll find out where we end up.